Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of the Next Gen Bets podcast.
A one
Perfect.
and then a nine.
Perfect. I mean, he had to get creative with the nine there. I don't mind that. It was great. Um,
And next one, I got the next one easy.
oh yeah,
I'm excited for that one. Yeah,
perfect.
I can do a 20.
Sounds great. We got a great weekend, actually. We had a great weekend. It's going to be great to talk about this. We had a phenomenal weekend. We went, what, 5-1, I believe, was the final tally.
No, 4-2, 4-2.
4-2. What two
Yes.
did we miss? Well, I guess we'll talk about it in a second.
Josh Allen's over and Jalen Hurts. Or Josh Allen's under
I was about to
and
say,
Jalen
yeah, that
Hurts
we had
over.
another. Okay,
We
yeah, so
just missed the unders, but we cooked up.
we did cook. 4-2 is still dominant, especially since one of them was plus money. I know that.
Yeah, and one of the ones we lost was a half. So
Yeah. So we're in good shape right now. Um, but we'll just dive into it. We'll go from first game to second game. So the first game was the um fairly non-competitive but exciting, I guess you could say. Well, not for Kyle,
yes.
but
And no, it was exciting.
the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders, the Eagles won that thing 55 to 23. It was an absolute fucking uh mollywop. Like there
Belt
was
to
no game.
ass.
Yeah, it was B2A, as some would say. Just not even fair. Uh but the Eagles showed up, man. They showed up crazy. There was seven rushing
I think
touchdowns
we got screwed
combined. Yeah, we did.
betting
You know what's
betting
crazy
Jalen
though?
Hurts under.
You know what's crazy is the fact that the we did it. Obviously we had the if you guys watched last episode, we had Jalen Hurts under passing yards, which is very consistent. Like I mean not very consistent, but like it's not that's a good bet, especially recently because they just rely heavily um on Saquon Barkley. And if you read this stat line here, tell me if you think he hit his over for passing yards. So the team had 36 total rushing attempts for 229 rushing yards and seven rushing touchdowns. Do you think that the over or under was hit for passing yards with that stat line?
You
And
would assume the under.
you would assume the under. You would assume there's no way he threw for over 150 yards. Oh, yes, he did. He did indeed. He threw for 246 actually to be exact. And we had it at it was what was it, 190 something?
We had it at 179. It moved to 193 once he was listed as fully healthy and not because we when we did it, we were thinking he was going to be like partially banged up, and he ended up playing even without his knee brace. So
Yeah.
not good value there
No.
on our end, but
No. No.
loss is loss.
Um
But I that one had me real mad, man. Because well, first of all, Eagles money line was free. Great run by the Commanders. A little clap for them, but they weren't ever, you know, moving on. And I'm kind of as cool as it would have been to see him in the Super Bowl. I'm glad they didn't because then it just gave the Chiefs the Super Bowl. Now we at least should have another great game, like Chiefs Bills was. Um, but it was 4th and 5. Jalen Hurts threw a 31-yard completion to AJ Brown on the left sideline, and Saquon Barkley got away with an outrageous hold. They bring on Gene Steratore, who I absolutely hate, and he's like, "Yeah, that was a hold. They got away with one there." It's like, what's the? He can't change the call. Why do you bring the idiot on to say, "Well, that they missed that one, or that shouldn't have been a flag"? Like with the roughing the passers we see all the time. It's like, "Oh, I don't think that should be a flag." You can't pick it up. All you're doing is pissing people off more. And the guy just sounds nasally the whole time anyway. It pissed me off. But anyway, so that's 30 yards we shouldn't have had. If anybody on the Commanders could hold on to the football, that would have kept Jalen Hurts on the damn sideline, which would have helped out a lot. Um, and they could have pulled him a little bit earlier, I think. Get Kenny Pickett some more run there. They had Will Shipley in, and then they kept Jalen Hurts out. He didn't like add passing yards at that point, but I was kind of surprised that they were up to I think 28, and they still had Jalen Hurts out there before they scored that last touchdown. They finally pulled him, but I'm gonna bet that again in the Super Bowl.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna we'll both be riding that in the Super Bowl. Especially against that Chiefs defense.
Yeah, like the Commanders just kept giving him the ball, and he kept getting passing yards when they kept giving him the fucking ball.
No,
Piss
no.
me off.
It's literally it's just crazy like reading that stat line and seeing the rushing attack that the Eagles had and knowing that they still threw for 246 yards is absolutely
Dude,
fucking
they
disgusting.
fumbled it on the. I was getting mad at this too. They fumbled on the kickoff. That was forced by Will Shipley, Clemson product. Um, but the three run backs they had in the first half, including the fumble, they didn't make it past the 30. Stop running the damn ball back. Just let it go. You get the ball at the 30. Especially they do that with like when the quarter or half's about to end. It takes off 7 seconds for you to get one more yard than if you just took a knee. Like, why do you bother to, run it back for no reason to waste time and get less yards than if you just stood there? Makes absolutely no sense. And they fumble on it.
Yeah.
Green Bay did the same thing to help the Eagles. Like you can't say the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles have been really good this playoffs, but the teams they play just do this dumb shit, and it benefits the Eagles, and that's why I hate them because as Saquon's winning them the games, and the other team's losing them more than like Jalen Hurts is helping the cause by winning. Saquon will get him to the one, and then here comes the tush push with Frankie Louvu doing front flips over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Nah, actually I don't hate the Eagles as much as Kyle does.
I
Um
can't say it.
yeah, no, I don't really hate it. And you know what that should be surprising. See, that really just shows you that I'm really not a fan of anybody. Like, I just hate watch the NFL. I just like to watch the NFL, but then I just hate watch the Chiefs. Um, every
Oh,
week
I love hating. I absolutely
I'm a
love hating
fan
the
of
games.
whoever the Chiefs play every week. That's who I'm a fan of.
No, not this week.
No, I was a fan of Buffalo this week, big time. Yeah, no,
No,
I should
I,
have bought a jersey.
dude, I don't know. We can get into this one because we had a big discussion in our group chat. Um, people, I don't understand the Chiefs hate, man. I really
I
don't.
fucking hate it.
Like,
I can't.
I understand the issues with refing, but anybody that wants to yell about refing in this game is just wrong. You can't get mad at the Chiefs because a call went their way. Like they didn't get away with any flags this game. They actually had one that should have been a flag on Buffalo go against them, and it screwed them on one of the drives. Um, that was, I believe, when they were down a point and then ended up getting a stop after. But like they just this was the perfect chance for Buffalo to finally win. Like Mahomes just fumbled the ball in thin air, and they still, I don't know. It just felt like Kansas City was in control of the game, even though they gave Buffalo the chance. And it's just like no one. I mean, I wasn't there, but people. It doesn't seem like people hate on Michael Jordan for how dominant he was during his prime, and we're seeing the same thing where Mahomes can be the first team to ever win three Super Bowls in a row, and people are just hating on him.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, it's
he's
sad, but if you look, I mean, I despise Mahomes. I fucking despise him. Like, it's like but that's the type of hate watcher I am. Like I was the same way with Tom Brady and the
now
Patriots.
you've been on it for a while though. It's not new for you, but people rooted for him to beat Brady, and now they switch up because they're too successful. Like, no, get out of here with that.
Yeah, no,
You can't. Oh, he's winning too much. I want him gone. No,
for
that's
me, it's
stupid.
the poster boy shit, like and I mean, I guess if you look at it in a legitimate standpoint, like in a just a general like if you look at it
No, yeah.
logically, he deserves to be on this pedestal, but he gets put on a pedestal, and that's what pisses me off. Like
In my
there's so many
opinion,
elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and yet none of them
yes,
in the eyes of the media and in the eyes of the commentators, all of these elite quarterbacks don't hold a candle to Patrick Mahomes, and that's what
yeah.
pisses me off because they do, like there are
This is
so
like not a big deal in football so much, but baseball and basketball, I just love the attention like they get even as just as a franchise and then Mahomes specifically by being a small market team. Like like obviously if you have that level of success, you'll get the attention, but like Nikola Jokic won the championship in a small market and did not get anywhere near the love Mahomes gets. Or like Bobby Witt Jr. in the same city had one of the best shortstop seasons in the past decade and gets no attention compared to what Mahomes gets. You know what I mean? So I just it like football's better about stuff like that where like everybody gets their love and it's not like specifically in New York or LA or Dallas. Although it is from time to time what we see with the primetime games. But like I just appreciate when a small market team has a just gets attention really.
yeah. See, but I hate when people get too much attention. Like
But it's not undeserved.
No, I'm not saying it is undeserved. I'm just
Like,
saying
undeserved is when Dallas keeps getting primetime games.
no, yeah,
At
that's
least the
but
Chiefs
I'm
get
not
primetime games
like
because
I
they're the
said
best
before
team.
I got into it. I like before I said before I just went on I didn't even go on a tangent, but before I made my statement, like it's not like it's logical, like it's deserved, but it's just annoying. And that's why I got annoyed with Tom Brady. It's like yes, we get it. He is in a world of his own. But like you also have to sit there and you have to look
But
at the other pieces. Like Patrick Mahomes was not the best quarterback in that game. He wasn't. He was literally the second best quarterback in that game.
again yesterday,
Yes.
no,
Yes. Yes.
I
He
no,
was the second best quarterback in that game, and yet he
no,
looked at as Jesus.
no.
He
I,
was.
I
Dude,
I don't think
Josh
so.
Allen played a
I
great fucking
It
game.
was Josh Allen played a good game. Josh Allen got lucky because he threw two interceptions on the first drive that were both dropped. Mahomes had the one fumble, but Mahomes had more passing yards. Mahomes had two rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, but Mahomes barely had fucking more passing yards. And then if you look at his fucking
He had
rushing touchdowns, it's like, like
he had
he had
a
literally a
lot
wide
more rushing
open
yards than
lane.
normally.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, he had more rush
I
yards than
I don't think
like
it's
I just think Josh Allen is like I think Josh Allen played very well.
well,
I
Josh Allen had the better season by far, but I think this game Mahomes outplayed them. Mahomes didn't Mahomes didn't have any sort of issues in the clutch moments. So like if you say the same numbers and then Josh Allen, it wasn't like one of the years where Josh Allen didn't get the ball with a chance.
No, yeah, he
You
got
know
it
what I
with a
mean?
chance. That was on them,
He had
But
he
like
had
that,
more than a
he literally,
chance.
if you look at that throw at the end, like that was,
They had to lead in the fourth quarter.
yeah, like but
They
like the throw by Josh Allen on that play,
Oh
like
yeah, but it's on Josh Allen to not be in a fourth down situation.
no, yeah, I agree, but
That's like because Mahomes didn't really. I mean, they had fourth down conversions, but they never had a fourth and five.
I mean they're
You know what
also
I mean? Like
playing against fucking
the
Agnola's defense,
the
so.
first drive they
And
had.
that's
Well,
another thing that does
Buffalo's
not
isn't
get
bad
any
though.
fucking credit is that Kansas
Buffalo's
City
isn't bad.
defense. Kansas City's defense is one of,
Is
if not
they're
the
legit.
best in the NFL. And
They're
yet
yes.
they literally don't get talked about. Like it's not
Yeah,
that is
they deserve more
their
love.
front seven is disgusting on Kansas City. Like
Yeah.
and they don't even have all big name players.
Well,
It's
they're
not
actually really bad against the run though, which is why people are mad. James Cook didn't get any touches that last drive.
yeah.
He deserved the more. He James Cook played amazing.
I think they were more worried about time though, which is
That's why like
they didn't
I
have to worry about time, but I think
like
they
this
were.
goes well, yeah, but no, they shouldn't have been worried about time. There's
I know they
pre
had
2 minute
plenty of it, but
warning.
they played like they were worried about time.
Yeah, they played like yeah, but it goes back to like the MVP conversation. James Cook doesn't get enough love. People are like, oh, Lamar's got Derrick Henry. Josh Allen had James Cook, and it's not a knock on Josh Allen, but James Cook was really good. He tied for the lead in touchdowns behind or number two behind Saquon. And that touchdown he had, I believe it was fourth and goal, the one where he's the second effort to get in. Like that doesn't deserve to be a Josh Allen highlight. Like that's a James Cook highlight. Like, we've seen Josh Allen do crazy stuff, but that was all James Cook there. Or like all of Kansas City's home touchdowns were pretty much Mahomes doing his thing.
Nah,
You know
they
what I
were
mean?
just Mahomes being having a wide open path to the fucking end zone.
When a 15-yard rush through
Yeah, yeah,
defenders.
15-yard rush on. Well, no, he didn't. He was touched at the end zone, I guess. Uh,
The yeah, the
that
one
one.
yeah.
But I mean, he was already at the end zone when he got hit, and he
No,
had
but
fucking
that's dude.
Damar
That does
Hamlin hitting him.
bother me about Kansas City. Is they'll do like it's like they just pull plays out of thin air. Like they've never done anything similar. They were running like the not the power T, but that like triple threat formation that the Ravens used to run, like the pistol, where you got the read option they ran for one of those touchdowns. It's like that is not a play they've ever ran, and they just pull it out and it works perfectly.
Yeah,
It's legit like they play a video game version of the NFL. But we got to talk about the bets from this game quick. So Chiefs money line, that was, I mean, you can't really say free, but
it's always free. If the Chiefs are on
it's
the
I
field
think
and the Super
obvious
Bowl is
is the
at hand, it's
word.
free.
Like it wasn't free and it was a sweat. You had to sweat it out. But it's the most obvious thing. Like there's so many numbers. Mahomes in the playoffs, them at home, 4-0 versus the Bills in the playoffs. Like just they're ridiculous, man. They're ridiculous. If you just rolled up your money
In any
on
other
Chiefs
game,
playoff
NFL
money line,
refs, they
what?
weren't that bad in that game, but any other game, NFL refs also contribute. Um,
No, yeah, I saw some stuff about that and it bothers me.
no, no, I wouldn't say it was that game. I think
Oh
that
no, I know. I
like
know
with
you're not,
Worthy,
but
that wasn't a catch, in my opinion. But
that actually helped Buffalo, to be
I don't
honest.
see how
Because
that helped
Buffalo,
Buffalo considering Kansas City scored right after.
because they that was a there was a defensive holding on DeMar Hamlin. So it was a first down anyway. It puts them at the 20, and that gave Buffalo the ball back, and they went down and scored a touchdown going into the half.
I mean, yeah, but points are never.
But no, I agree. But it wasn't a bailout.
I mean, free
They
points
like
are
the
tend to be
flag already
bailouts.
happened though, and it was a very fair flag. DeMar Hamlin tackled Trevor, like completely bear hugged Kelsey through his route.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you fucking have DeMar Hamlin
Yeah,
start.
it's a terrible matchup.
Dude, DeMar
DeMar Hamlin
Hamlin's
on
like high key
Kelsey.
a fucking liability on the
He
field.
is no, he is a liability. He's always in plays getting like beat, and like, oh, it's the dude who died.
Yeah, literally. Like he struggled against a dog shit Kelsey, bro. Like, get the fucking shit together, please.
And he
Kelsey,
didn't struggle. He didn't. He got embarrassed. Like
yeah,
he
and
did.
and I mean, I'm not saying Kelsey's bad. I'm just saying you can start to see Kelsey's age. Like, he's not a young stud anymore. He's fucking.
He's so weird because he'll either do nothing and like be used as a decoy all game, or he'll go for 110 yards, and you're like, oh, he's fine.
Well, yeah, no, he's a good team player.
It
Like, I like
literally it
Kelsey as a
depends.
player.
It depends on the uh defensive game plan. Like, do you
Yeah,
want to take him out or do you want to let him beat you? You
yeah,
literally pick, and the Chiefs don't care.
yeah.
That's
He
what
doesn't
because
care.
like other receivers would throw a fit. Like that's pretty much why Tyreek left. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna use me as a decoy? Okay, I'm leaving.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you either care about stats or championships.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get both, but it's harder to get both. So that's kind of how
yeah.
that is.
So Chiefs money line. We'll be rolling that one. You got to bet on the three-peat here. As much as I like to hate on things in general,
Yeah,
you
no,
just got
I
to
don't
bet the
want the
three-point.
three-peat to happen, but I'm gonna bet on it.
I'd rather see that. Jalen Hurts did break the streak of, I believe, the last 19 quarterbacks to lose their first Super Bowl, never make it back. Jalen Hurts is now the first to make it back, which is my like number one argument in hating on the Bengals because I like hating on them too.
I like
But
it.
I'm like starting to hate them less, but um, not a big fan. And then we had Patrick Mahomes under his passing line at 250 nine 259 and a half, and he threw for 255. That one was very close.
245.
um 245, I'm sorry, it was 249, he threw for 245, it was 10 yards off. But he was just throwing on that shoe clock drive, and I was like, come on, can we pick up a first down on the ground? And he gets like a 10-yard throw to P Ryan, which I was it's like, oh, let's see what the official count is here. And then Josh Allen, he ended up beating his. So we split those two, win the game. And then, like we said, I don't know if we said this really, but we hit the exacta. The exacta was a little bit more value than the parlay, even though it's the same results. So instead of parlaying Chiefs and Eagles money line, you could have bet exact Super Bowl matchup, Chiefs versus Eagles, which is the same as betting the money lines. And for some reason, it was slightly better odds. So we hit that as well.
Yeah, we did.
Josh
Um,
Allen's his yards were good for the first half.
yeah.
That it was really the fourth quarter. Josh Allen was slow. The first quarter, Josh Allen was bad. And then they had that one drive where they just ran the whole time.
Yeah, with
Buffalo did.
they had like one passing. They had
So
one passing
it
attempt.
was a weird game. It really was.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the result.
Yeah, I believe it was the touchdown. Yeah. No, but it really was a good game again. Like these teams, when these teams play,
No, it was a good
it's
game. I mean, I
it's
had to
great
turn the
television.
game off. The second P Ryan got that first down, I turned it off, but it was a good game to watch. I have no
And second he got that first down, I started talking shit. Anybody that posted "Go Bills" on their story got an L from me. I'm that guy.
and there was a lot of them.
Congratulations, you made it just as far as the Dolphins did.
Well,
You
no,
didn't win a
actually,
Super
that's
Bowl.
incorrect.
Well,
Yeah, no,
congratulations. You played a couple extra weeks.
yeah, they made some extra
We're
money.
both not celebrating anything.
No, yeah,
I
but
get to go home to my beach in Miami, and you get to go home to a pile of snow and blocking your driveway.
but I think like forward thinking, the Bills have a little bit more to look forward to than you guys. But that
Oh
is
yeah, definitely. But
The
at the end of
Dolphins
the
had
day, they
a
have
they had a nice couple of years, but they're back to being almost back to being the Dolphins very soon. So there's
oh,
that.
the Bills. Like I was trying to think of a comparison for the Bills because especially if Josh Allen doesn't get his MVP, he might be like the greatest player in all of sports to not accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Which
Dude,
is because
actually, dude, that would be a good video.
there's
Like,
a bunch of dudes that
yeah, that
had
would be
like
a good video. Is like
yeah,
figuring out like dudes that because there's a lot of really
the
good
Chris
fucking.
Paul's probably about to retire and not have a championship. Uh,
I'm trying to think of one.
he's
There's
like a
some
big one.
studs that will never get one.
Yeah,
JJ Watt.
yeah. Well, I feel like yeah, but I feel like defensive you have less of a control
No,
over
I
as
know,
a
but yeah,
defensive
you
player.
there's definitely a lot of offensive guys that won't get one. But like that's somebody that I think
Dan
about.
Marino is same boat, didn't get a ring.
Who?
Dan Marino,
Oh, really?
he lost his first, never go back. Um, Lamar's
We'll have to
kind of
do it. That's a different episode. We're gonna get into a
Lamar's in
rabbit
the
hole.
same category. Like just look at Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen in general. Could you
Yeah.
imagine their like
Well,
legacies with if
I mean,
without
Allen and
Mahomes
Lamar don't
existing?
even have an appearance. Bro, at
No, but
least
without Mahomes, these dudes would be like, I mean, they still could be, but they would already be Hall of Famers at this point in their career because they probably each
I
have a
think
Super
Lamar
Bowl.
is a Hall of Famer already.
Oh, if he gets his third MVP, but I mean, just like they would be considered it already with a
Yeah,
ring or two. And Mahomes is over here going for his third in a row and fourth total.
yeah. And he's
So
fucking young. I just can't. I can't do that shit. I just got done with Tom Brady. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like, that's the
I want him to
give me a
break
little bit of a
Brady's thing,
fucking
man.
cool off where like I could be like, oh my God, like an elite quarterback. Something to get fucking excited over. And that's another thing that bothers me with the Chiefs is they're not an exciting football team to watch. Like they're just not fun to watch. Like, yeah, they played
They
a great.
used to be. They used to be.
Yeah, but they have nothing exciting. Like there's Patrick
No,
Mahomes.
I know,
It's
I
just
know.
like gobble gobble. The second he touches the ball, it's like each commentator like talks a little bit more muffled because they have a cock in their mouth. And then you got fucking Pacheco. I like Pacheco, but what the fuck does he do? You get an
He
old
was bad.
Kelsey. You got an old Kelsey. He's fucking. You watch him run. It literally looks like my grandma running across the fucking screen. The only
Dude,
exciting piece to that offense is fucking Worthy. Like
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
when he gets the ball, like you're like, oh shit, maybe something happens here. But like it's really
Worthy
a
is pretty
boring
cool.
fucking offense to watch. And then their defense is really good, but that's the thing. Their defense, like you either watch them get ran like the ball ran down their throat the whole game, or you get to watch them kind of clamp up a team and not let up any points. But it's just boring ass slow football. That's all it is. And like
Dude, that's what like I
I'm a fan of that, but like it's just
yeah.
like I can't sit there and fucking like, oh my God, like it's their Chiefs are so fun. Like if I'm gonna watch a team win three in a row, they better have the nastiest offense I've ever seen. It's like fucking 2019 LSU. I just want to see them yuck it. Like I
No,
just want to see some
they're not
fucking
that
points.
team. They
And,
do every now and then. Juju Smith-Schuster actually had like a couple like 20 yarders in that game. I was like so
dude,
random.
Juju Smith-Schuster has more fucking posts on Twitter asking for nudes in his fucking replies than he does touchdowns. Like I cannot stand him. He's fucking washed. He literally sits there. He's
Dude,
only
but that's
I honestly didn't know he was still on a fucking team until later in
that's
the year.
I
I'm like, oh shit.
appreciate with Kansas City. I like how they take dudes who have been like given up on by other teams and are doing well, like D Hop too,
Yeah,
Juju.
D-Hop
They
is
had
cool. I just don't even like D-Hop. Hollywood
yeah,
Brown is ass. He's been hurt all year.
but he's another one that like every other team gives up on him and he's been good. They had Kadarius Toney last year. They had MVS too. You know what I mean? Like they just
Dude,
like
Juju
once
has
they got rid
fucking
of Tyreek,
two
they're just
touchdowns on the year.
recycling trash receivers. Like ever since they got rid of Tyreek, they're like, oh, we're spending all of our money on defense and we're just bringing in whoever's available as a free agent.
It
Like,
works, dude.
no,
It
I know, but I just think it's funny that like this was your number one, like the Giants' 20th overall pick, and he was absolute garbage, and it is for every other team, but the Chiefs were able to make him win a Super Bowl and actually have an impact in said Super Bowl,
yeah.
like for Kadarius Toney or yeah, like MVS.
MBS, yeah, he played well last year.
It was garbage for every other team. It's actually good for the Saints this year, but you know what I mean. Juju Smith-Schuster got like kicked off the Steelers, and
Kareem Hunt.
he
It
was
was fucking
impactful.
repurposed Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
And that's another thing. Like that's the thing. I really don't. If it weren't for Mahomes, I wouldn't hate the Chiefs, I think. Like I like a lot of their roster. I like Xavier Worthy. I like Pacheco. I like Kelsey,
Good.
honestly. I don't love D
Yeah,
Hop.
I like D Hop. D Hop's cool.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
he's
like Kelsey
decent.
off the field.
But
Kelsey, D Hop's always been like a respectable guy though throughout his career.
yeah, he's I've cared less about him as he's gotten older, but I didn't hate him when he was at Houston, that was when I liked him. But I at
Yes,
the end, like
yes.
you're a fucking
I
idiot.
didn't like him in Arizona. I did not like Arizona.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about Arizona. Yeah, I didn't like him at Arizona. See, that's the thing. He's gotta be how old is fucking D Hop? He's so old. He's probably gonna retire
31,
soon.
I think.
He's 32.
32. He played Clemson basketball in, I believe, 2014
Yeah, he did play for
or
basketball.
13.
He got
He
drafted in
was,
2013.
yeah, I'm off, but he was on the basketball team. He just must have been 12 then, 11 or 12.
Unless he played on the basketball team after he got drafted.
No, don't think that's allowed.
Is it not? Because like you're
After you get,
mid-season during the draft.
the draft's not till April.
Yeah, January, February, March. Oh yeah, the
So
draft's after the season. So he could have played in 2013.
you'd be prepping though, usually. Like I think he did it his
Oh yeah, yeah,
freshman,
yeah, you're right.
like freshman
Yeah, he would
football, and
miss
then
like
like,
fucking
yeah,
workouts and shit.
yeah. Once you realize you're first round talent on the football side, you set the basketball down.
Yeah,
But he's Clemson basketball's most notable alumni.
I don't know if that's something I'd be proud of.
It's not. That's the point. Because it's crazy because they've been making like Sweet 16 appearances and they'll have like our peak is we have a dude get drafted 45th overall.
Yeah,
And they get we actually have two back-to-back years second round picks to the Denver Nuggets. And when Jokic drops 50 and they go up by 30, I get to watch highlights of them scoring in garbage time. It makes me happy.
nice. That's huge.
Those are my guys.
That's huge.
Does
Oh,
this take us into the Clemson part of the
I was about
show?
to
Because
say, speaking of Clemson, I think you had a
yeah,
couple of Clemson
some
futures you want to talk about.
futures, man. So let me get the exact number from when I was looking at it the other day. But these lines were interesting. Do you have it pulled up?
I do not. I
I
do
got it.
have.
It's
Actually, I don't have the conference one either.
it's
I
in
do
my
know that
recently deleted. I
currently
do not
Ohio
know
State
how
is the
to.
favorite to win the Natty next year, followed by
Here we
Texas.
go.
That is
All right.
official.
So we have Clemson over 9.5 wins at plus 126. So that's just, and this is regular season. So that's 10-2. They have the notable games are LSU, South Carolina, who they've now lost to back-to-back years. So I think they're going to get this one. It will be away. Um, and then as far as ACC games go, they have North Carolina with Bill Belichick, and they have SMU. They don't have Miami. They don't have any of your. I don't know if they have FSU. Not that FSU matters anymore, but they don't have. I mean, there's really no big dog to play, but there's no, the big team to play. Here's the full list: LSU, Troy, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, UNC, Boston College, SMU, Duke, Florida State, Louisville, Furman, and South Carolina. So can
That's
they
the
win 10 of
schedule.
those games? That's the schedule.
I
To
love
just
that
win 10
schedule
of
for
those.
Manad. Yeah, you can win
Huh?
10.
And plus money to win 10.
I see. I literally, I don't see a loss. I'm not gonna lie.
I think South Carolina is the toughest game just because it's away.
Yeah.
But the harder games they have at home. I believe
SMU
LSU
might be the
is,
hardest. That
yeah,
might be.
but I was gonna say, but they have that at home. That's the
No,
hardest
yeah, I know. But
ACC
I'm saying
team.
like that might be a harder game.
Yeah, that or
LSU shouldn't be
Syracuse.
tough. LSU lost. I think LSU lost quite a bit, and Brian Kelly sucks. And
They're
it's first
bringing
game of the
back
season.
Nussmeier though,
That's something
but
we're gonna definitely be talking about. Brian
Brian
Kelly
Kelly
first
week
game of the
one.
season. Yeah, week one.
Yeah, I think we bet USC to beat them
Yeah,
week one
yeah.
this year, and I
Well,
was like,
Brian Kelly's ass.
yeah, Florida
Um,
State isn't Florida State anymore.
no.
Duke could be interesting with the Tulane transfer. They're
Yeah,
in
but I
Mensa.
wouldn't. I'm not. I
No,
wouldn't.
I'm not. I'm just saying, as far I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
as a surprise team in the ACC not
Syracuse
to
is going to
beat
experience
Clemson,
a drop off.
and that's at home.
Georgia Tech might still be decent.
Yeah, that's
I don't see them being.
if it were
I,
later in the season,
I see that
Louisville,
being
I
a
think will
win.
be decent.
Who?
Louisville,
Yeah, they're normally decent, but
did they bring in a transfer? I want to feel like they did.
no, I don't think they did really bring
Well,
in
because
any.
Shao has to be done.
Yeah, he's done. I'm pretty sure. But like, I think you beat LSU, you beat Troy. I'd
Yeah,
say
you got
Georgia
Troy
Tech,
and Furman are
beat
two
Syracuse
literal free ones.
100%. You're gonna start 4-0.
Yeah.
I think North Carolina is gonna be a lot like fucking it was when Dion got to Colorado. Um,
Well, I support them because we bet money on that.
no, yeah, I know.
Too.
I'm not saying they're gonna be bad. I'm just saying they're not gonna. I wouldn't put them as this elite team. So North Carolina, Boston College, SMU, maybe you struggle. I see 10 wins so easily.
Yeah, and it's plus. Louisville doesn't have anything crazy.
Yeah, no, I didn't think they did. I was pretty sure they didn't make a big splash.
I kind of expected them to be honest with you. They're
Yeah, but
like
it's kinda
the
hard. I feel like
spot for.
they just the teams that if they want to make a big splash with good players, you gotta
Oh yeah, they did. I That's what I thought. They got Miller Moss. I knew they had something.
from USC.
USC. I don't think he's elite, but he's a
No,
name.
he's not that good.
That's I knew it was something. It wouldn't come
See,
up
but
right
that's what
away.
they do. They get like mid-ass quarterbacks. So
Oh, it's the Louisville's turning into like the like you failed at the elite schools and now
yeah,
you
they literally get like mid quarterbacks. They're like, all right, we're gonna sign a guy and we'll go 8-4 or 9-3. And
it's still Power
that's it.
Five, but
Yeah, you're in the Power Five. Try to beat Kentucky. That's it. That's all we
so
really care.
that brings us into the second part here. If we don't believe in Louisville and we don't believe in SMU a crazy amount, and you just said you're not a fan of UNC, what
I'm
would
not
you
saying
think?
I didn't say I wasn't a fan. I just don't think they're gonna
Well, we
fucking.
don't. Yeah, we don't
I don't
believe in
think they're
them
gonna
to.
make college football playoff.
Yeah, we don't believe in them to win the conference. What do you think Clemson would be to win the conference?
They'd definitely be favorited, but I'd put them
It's
as
they are the number one team, but it
I'd put them
seems
at
pretty 1-1 with them in Miami here,
yeah. But
especially since they
I have them above Miami in my head.
don't play each other.
Yeah, and
That's the path.
Miami, I think Carson Beck is worse than Cam Ward, and Miami's losing a lot of their receivers.
They did lose Restrepo and
Yeah,
yeah.
they were lost for Strepo, so that's
So
tough.
Clemson is plus 270 to win the ACC. And
Yeah,
if we do the math, it's what, 8 out of the last 10,
something
7 out of the last 9, Clemson
crazy.
winning the ACC, and it's that much plus money.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe it's 8 out of the last 10. It's just or 9 of those. Is it? It's just the one Florida State year last year, and then the Kenny Pickett year.
yeah,
I can't spell champions.
yeah. We got Clemson. Well, we're looking at Clemson to win the ACC next year and to get 10 wins. Um,
Yeah, Dabo's won 9 ACC conference championships.
yeah, he's not.
That's and he's I believe he's it's like a 12 or 13 year total for him.
Yeah,
So
he's up there.
that 9 out of 13, 9 out of 15 at plus 270. Great great value.
Yeah, but we're gonna cut out here.